Okay, now we've got exercise 7, verbi pronominali. Cerca nel dialogo del punto 3 i verbi usati per esprimere i due significati qui sotto. Riuscire in qualcosa, superare una difficoltà. Riuscire in qualcosa, superare una difficoltà. Okay, I have to search for that in the dialogue over here. Right, che hai fatto? Salito le scale, pensavo di guardarti, sei salito rosso. No, no, aspettare, because that's waiting. Consolarti, no. Ah, maybe riesci ad aiutarla? Hmm. Let's see, riesci in qualcosa a superare una difficoltà. Ok, nel dialogo del punto 3. Punto 3. Maybe, I don't know. Aiutarla? I think so. Maybe helping. Ok, relazione con qualcosa, avere a che fare con qualcosa. Riuscire in qualcosa. Isn't that just riesci? Well, let's see. Cavata. Anche nelle altre materie me la son sempre cavata. I think this is cavalarsi or something like that. It's like you have these words metterci and stuff like that because I don't remember much of that. I know we did that in B1, but memory has gotten so bad because I had this huge gap, I told you about that. So yeah, there's metterci, there's piantata, cava Cavarsena or something like that. Cavarsena, mettersi, something like that. I think, yeah, cavata is probably to succeed, riuscire in qualcosa o superare una difficoltà. Cavarsela, something like that. Cavarsela, or something of that sort, probably. Ok, and then what's the next one? Avere relazione con qualcosa, avere a che fare con qualcosa. Relazione con qualcosa. There. Modo andavo bennone, invece ero la classica secchiona. Mi pento di aver sprecato. Sometimes when I copy paste from the textbook, some of these words, like for example, instead of eri, it says free. La mia gioventù, se penso che ho passato ore e ore sui libri interi, chiusa in notti insonni, prepararmi ai compiti in casa. Che c'entra? Un microstudio sulla funzione del lavoro che farà una storia per sé. Valore dello studio, aprirti la mente, precario. Oh, I cannot find the second one. Avere relazione con qualcosa. It has to be one of these because even if you read where is it? Yeah, verbi pronominali. So you have like a phrase like here you had me ne son, something like that. He says over here. Yeah, me la son sempre. The son should be like sono, but it kind of gets shortened a lot of the time. Me la sono sempre cavata. So that's like the phrase. So I need to find another phrase kind of like that, with a verbi pronominali, but I cannot find it. Maybe I'm just being too quick. Ci ripenso? No. Di cosa? Mi ha parlato dell'atteggiamento. Passato ore e ore? No. Andrò chiuso in care, fare versioni, notizioni. Mente quello di parlare e diventare un peccato. Guarda, non so perché cosa. Ah, te la riempiono. I think so. Because you have, the la first and then you have the verb. I've noticed that. I'm not very good with verbi pronominali, so I'm trying to pay more attention this time. Okay, so what did I find over here? La, something like that. Riempiono. I don't know what the base form would be, but let me check this one, guida all'insegnante. Ok, alcuni verbi pronominali. Seguito consegna. Per fare questo devi in gruppi. This is like the teacher's guide, by the way, but the teacher's guide has solution. Soluzione. Me la son cavata. Cavarsela. Okay, great. Cavarsela. Did I read cavarsela? Yes. Okay, cavarsela. And then centra. Oh, okay. Centra. Entrarci. Oh, okay. This is an important topic. Now, I don't actually understand how this is used. So I'm going to go on to perplexity as always. I verbi che hai trovato vengono definiti pronominali. Come metterci, yes, that's one. I also had piantarla in mind. So metterci, volerci, piantarla. Volerci, I know how to use that one. That one's like when you say it takes this much time. Ci vuole 2 ore per questo esercizio. Wow, that's a lot of time. So I know how to use some of these. Ci mette, ci vuole. So the ci, those are fine actually. But these, like, oh, c'entra, I would never. Okay, this is also fine because, you have ci plus you have a vowel, so you get the gets shortened like that. That is okay. That's fine. But these, cavarsela, pentarla, finirla, I'm gonna go on and be like, okay, what is I know piantarla is probably planning. What's finirla is probably finishing. I'm gonna have great. I love that you can just find, and I don't have to go to like 10 different websites, So that's the best part. To manage or to get by. Okay, but how do you okay, piantarla is like, oh, to stop. Oh my god, I thought it meant to plan something. Oh, but plan is pianificare. Oh gosh, okay. To stop or cut it out. So there are they colloquial expressions? Okay, so in informal speech, that's what I was thinking because they seem to be like phrases like we have fixed expressions in English as well. In many languages, not just of course, every language has its own fixed expressions and these are kind of like what's up? Like what does that even mean? What's up? Like you mean the sky, the ceiling? No. But it's just one of those things that we say. So I think yeah, I was like my hunch was that, finirla, what else? Piantarla, cavarsela, all of they seem to be informal. So yeah, my hunch was correct. Yeah, show me the conjugation patterns. Cavarsela is to get by, and he says, yeah, I managed to get, good grades and everything. Me la cavo. Is that even right? Ah, but then he conjugated it in the past tense. Okay. Right. Me la cavo. Oh, that's fairly easy. So you have, you have the la first, and then you have the conjugated form. Okay, that's not too bad. Me la sono cavata. Me la sono cavato. Ah, so yes, that's right. Ah, okay. La pianto. Pianto. Okay. Piantalas. Okay. La finisco. But so finisco and piantala both mean the same thing? Huh. Ah, stop it. So you have like a fixed it over there. Okay, I'm starting to understand. It's not quite perfect, but I'm sure there'll be exercises and whatnot, so we'll work on that. Giochiamo. Oh, giochiamo. Okay, well, that's a game. Yeah, and it says so. Si lavoro in gruppi di quattro. Ogni rappresentante del gruppo lancia a turno il dado. What's il dado? What is that? Not, dice. Okay, well, we don't have dice and we don't have a group either. So, è dato due volte, una volta per decidere il verbo della lista e un'altra per decidere modo e tempo. Poi forma una frase con il verbo pronominale scelto e si riceve un punto per ogni frase corretta. Vince il gruppo con il maggior numero di frasi corrette. Okay, we just need to make sentences with these. We could do that on our own. Farcela. Farcela is, okay, I know, okay. Metterci is to like, okay, cavarsela is managed. Finirla is to stop something. I need definitions for all of these. So I'm just going to copy everything and put it onto DeepL. I'm going to put it into DeepL right here. There we go. Okay. Okay, why is it? Oh, okay, oops. Manage, get by, stick with something, get into something, put into. Ci mette, like you might say when you're describing a recipe or something like that. That makes sense. I know finirla is to finish, cavarsela is get by. That's fine. Farcela, lo faccio. Is that? Okay. Okay. You know what? What I will just. Okay. Which ones did I say I didn't have any trouble with? The ones ending in G. Okay, so I'm just gonna arrange it like that. I have Vars. Tenerci and metterci is fine for me. Finirla. Finirla is to stop something. Cavarsela is managed, and farcela, what's that? To deal with? To also manage. Oh, manage and get by. Get by. Okay, they kind of are similar. Metterci is to put into something, and entrarci, get into it. Entrarci. Okay, entrarci, that kind of is easy enough. Entrare, entrarci, okay. To get into something. Okay, so the chi are fine. For example, let's see. What do we have to do exactly? Okay, you find modo e tempo. Maybe you just make like a sentence with each. First, we could do the simple one. So we've got farcela. Okay, what does farcela mean again? Okay, wait, let me think about it. It means to manage, Okay, and cavarsela is to get by. You know what? Let me just, because this is super tricky for me. I have, except for, volerci, that one is okay. That's fine. Do something, okay? Get by, keep at it, get involved, join, hold on. Huh? It's like that meme right now. Huh? With the cat. That's me right now. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to. Can you explain farcela? Okay, what is farcela exactly? Deal with or manage something of that sort. Manage. Okay. Okay. It's made up of. Okay. So you have a base verb, and then you have the che and la, or you have chi. The ones with chi are a little bit simpler for me anyway. Chi and la are fixed and they don't change. Okay, so the chi and la parts don't change. So let's highlight that here. So these parts, in fact, I'm gonna color code them so I understand. This doesn't change. This doesn't change. And far, you have like this e, but it's like swallowed. Even here you have, finire, right? That's where it comes from. So la doesn't change. So we keep that this way. Se doesn't change. So we're going to make that red. La is the same. We're going to keep that blue. So we, maybe this is like, is that even a verb? I'm going to check. Is cavare a verb? I feel like it could be. Okay, cavare isn't. Okay, no, okay, that wasn't right. So let me get rid of that. Finire and fare definitely are. So chi remains the same. So we're going to give that a different color this time. Yeah, the chi ones are easy. Tenere. That's always there. Like it's just the e, the vowel. You take that out. Okay, now it's starting to make just a little bit more sense. So then you would conjugate it just like you normally do. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I had a text and I had to respond. Okay, where were we? Right, okay. So these remain the same, they don't change. So you might say, for example, ci tengo. Ci tengo. Okay, great, great, great. Okay. Ci mette. Yeah. Ci entra. Is that even correct? Let me just find. You have coniugazione. Oh no, where's coniugazione? Punt it. Oh no, that's like my favorite website. There we go. Okay. So I was looking for entrarci. Or I could just look for entrare because, that doesn't, I mean, the chi doesn't change. You just shift the position. Instead of entrarci, it becomes chi plus, the conjugated form. So chi entra. Okay, yeah. Yeah, if I look at, if I check for like entrarci, I'm not gonna find it. Why is this in French? Why are my ads in French? I don't even speak much French. Okay, let's look for, just so that I know I'm right, I'm gonna look for, okay, axo. So this one should be cientro. And is it always the same? Do they always have like, okay, but chitengo, etc. It's like, I don't know, Okay, well, okay, I've got these basic forms. How about this one? Whoops. Ce la fare is faccio. Ce la faccio? Is that right? Okay, so I have to make a sentence. So farcela is to do something, right? Just so that I can be super sure. Perform, do something, okay. And I need to make a sentence with it. This is the tricky part. Okay. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, how about dinner? I made dinner. You could say that. What's wait, how am I going to construct that sentence? Okay, I'm going to have to think about this. Ce la faccio? Or maybe I could just say, okay, I could just say well, is it la cena or is it il cena? I'm pretty sure it's la. La cena ce la faccio. Già. Oops. Is that even correct? Okay, I'm gonna, because detail might give me something, but perplexity can tell me if it's right or wrong. So, is this right or wrong? I don't think it's right. It seems weird. It's not great. There we go. To manage, succeed, or to be able. Something challenging. Right. Okay, like mathematics, for example. uh, okay, this is not idiomatic. Okay, so these are all idiomatic expressions. Okay, they're all idiomatic. Okay. Where is from? Okay, they're all casual and they're all, whoops. Where are my casual and idiomatic? Okay, that's why my sentence, because here you have to use it with something challenging. Okay, when you want to express it, you can handle something. Okay. Ce la faccio. Okay, how do I don't even like, if you want more, let me know. Okay. How do I make sentences with nominal adjectives like these? Oh, these are adverbs, sorry. Like the normal verb is fine, but these are like tripping me up. Choose your verb, conjugate the verb correctly. Okay, faccio. I can manage to ce la faccio. Okay, so the verb is at the beginning? That looks like it. Te la cavi bene con la matematica? Me la sono cavata. Oh, okay. So you see how this verb is at the beginning, unless you have like, io, tu, etc. So the verb is at the beginning. Or if you have a question form, of course, then you have the question word, and then you have this when you stop. Okay, start with the pronominal verb, conjugate for the subject, and add what is being done. Oh, that's nice. Let's take that and put it in here. But normally you start with the okay. So for example, ce la faccio I compiti. Is it? It's di in matematica. Adesso sono stanchissimo, sono stanca. Because mathematics is so stressful. Ce la faccio I compiti, ma sono stanca. Okay, how about this one? Oops, where? What? Okay, needs a small adjustment. You need a plus infinitive. Ce la faccio. Ah, okay. Ce la faccio. Oh, so farcela needs a. Let's add that. Oops. Okay. So ce la faccio a fare. That doesn't make sense, does it? Again, I have to add fare? Okay. Ce la faccio a fare I compiti. Okay. Ce la faccio a some kind of verb. A fare so maybe you could have, for example, ce la faccio a comprare un nuovo computer during the sale. During is what's the word for during? Durante. Okay, and what's the word for sale? Like sale, like not that, but no, not like that, not like that, not like that. Sale, like a special sale. Durante, no. Hmm. Okay. Mm. Ah, durante Black Friday. There we go. Is it Il Black Friday? I think it should be, but let's see. Okay, let's try this one. This one should be better. It's probably not perfect, but hey. Oh, okay, has Dante, okay, a comprare? Oh no, what's the problem? Ce la faccio a comprare un nuovo computer durante il Black Friday. Oh, but I wrote, oh, I've written CA instead of, okay, that's silly. Okay. I can manage, I can. Oh, I need to use I'm using the present tense. That's why it's so weird. I should have used the past tense. Ce l'ha fatto? Ha fatto? No, that should be because ho fatto, no? Where's my ce l'ho fatto? There we go. Yes, I'm starting to remember things that I learned. Great. How about this one? Great! Ce l'ho fatto! Ce l'ho fatto! Okay, wow, that's nice. So I learned something. Okay, so the first one is present tense. I can manage to, but it's wrong because I should have said ce l'ho fatto because I did it and now I'm tired. So I got the wrong tense. I wasn't thinking about the tense. But yeah, if I delete that adesso sono stanco, then it's fine. Then it's okay because then it means, okay, I can manage these exercises if I try. Right. Okay. Then, should I try another? Okay, we've done. We've done this one. How about fini? Just to stop something. Okay. Finish. Okay. So how do you tell? Okay, you have the subject. Um, finish, finish. Is that correct? Wait. With the jokes, with the pranks. How do you say prank? Giocare un tiro a me. Giocare un tiro a qualcuno. Okay, maybe that's not quite right. I get the feeling. Oh, it's not good. Okay. Finisci là. Oh, okay. Why? Why? D, not A. Okay. Okay. With finila, it's attached at the end. Oh, okay. So finila goes at the end. But here you have at the beginning. My God. Okay, so that would be finiscila di giocare un tiro a me. Is that what it said? Finiscila di tirarmi un tiro. Okay. Di giocare a tirarmi un tiro. Okay. Well, basically, finiscila di qualcosa. Finire. So here I need the. Whoops. Okay, cavarsela. Me la son cavata. He said that. I remember that. See, this is why listening is so good because you remember, oh, this one person said something and this is how they used it. I could say, for example, me la sono. A me. But why sono? And how do I use cavarsela? Did I manage something? Me la sono cavata. I managed. Oh, to me, okay. You know, I feel like we don't have the usual cases in Italian, so that in the beginning you think, oh, that's nice, but then you're like, oh, you have these little things though. Me la sono cavata, okay, me la sono cavata. Okay. But why do I have sono? Why is sono there? Ah, oh, okay, because of the tense. I feel like tenses trip me up a lot more than they should in this language for some reason. I could say me la sono cavata. Malissimo. I managed badly, poorly. Okay, so that's like the passato prossimo. How about the present tense or even the future tense? God, there's a lot of tenses in Italian. Okay, so how about okay. Cavarsela. Cavar. And can I use this? I don't think it makes sense in the future, right? Because, I mean, you're talking about managing something. Maybe you say, me la caverò. So it's, okay, so the conjugation is simple enough, just the standard, because it's like, as if it was cavare, you kind of conjugate it like that. Okay, so me la caverò queste esame di economica. Esami, oops. Questi. Oh, in. Oh, so you need some kind of. Okay. Use in. Okay, so here you need Possibly, depending on what you write about, you might need in. Okay, then we have these. I'm just trying to find out where the dash is. There we go. Okay, tenerci. I've done 3 of these. Okay, then I have tenerci. All right. Okay, so all of these verbs, they were really tripping me up. So I went and found an explanation, and look at this. So we have, let me check. Okay, great. So farcela and cavarsela are very similar to each other, just like metterci and volerci. But there is an important difference. So think of farcela as in really succeeding, like really achieving something. So that's like an achievement. But when you say cavarsela, it's like I managed to do something. Like I finished that thing. It wasn't like a huge success or some great achievement or something though. It's like, let's say you have a really tough math exam and you manage to, pass the exam. You get like maybe a C grade or B grade or something. So you didn't fail the exam. So that's good, but it's not exactly an achievement. But on the other hand, if you had a math exam and you got an A plus, then you would use farcela, because you succeeded, you did really well in something. So cavarsela and farcela, they are similar in terms of, finishing something, like doing something that you had to do, but farcela is basically a lot more successful. You could think of it like that. Then we have metterci and volerci. I always thought that, okay, both of them are basically the same, but there is an important difference because volerci is general. Ci vuole 2 ore, to do something. But metterci is personal. Now, how do you remember this difference? Super simple. Me, metterci. Me. Voi, volerci, the general public. It's that simple to remember. You have to come up with all these funny, cute, interesting mnemonics to remember. But now that I know the difference, right? I really struggled with these, but now that I know the difference, I'm not going to forget them. And then we have finirla and piantarla. Now, both of these, again, they are extremely similar, just like metterci, volerci, farcela, cavarsela. But the difference is that finirla is more formal and piantarla is more casual, colloquial, informal. So that's the one, piantarla, that's the one that you'd use, like when speaking with friends and family and so on. And you'd use finirla in more formal contexts or backgrounds. So that's what I've figured out so far. Then we also have entrarci. Entrarci for the longest time did not make any dang sense to me. But now it does, because a lot of the problem is that when you look for, let's say you Google entrarci, right? And then you find out, okay, you've got like a couple websites, a few videos, and they, have their ways of explaining entrarci to you. The problem is that a lot of the resources that you find, their English is great, but they may not be very familiar with, general colloquial English or, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but the problem is that sometimes we have an equivalent in English, but they may not know the exact equivalent. And so what I found out is entrarci is essentially come into play. That's the phrase that we often use. This doesn't come into play at all. This doesn't come into the question at all. This doesn't come into this, debate, discussion, at all. This doesn't come into play. That's the exact perfect one-to-one. Well, I hate saying one-to-one because translation is never really that. But essentially, if you were to try and remember what the hell does entrarci even mean, then come into play is the perfect English translation for that. So when you say, for example, qualcosa non c'entra in discussione, this doesn't come into play in this argument, this discussion. This doesn't come into play. This thing is not important. This thing is important. This does come into play. For example, l'età c'entra in discussione. The age comes into play when you talk about, I don't know, relationships, for example. So there we go. Now, I kind of ignored instructions because they have a list of verbs that you're supposed to try and make sentences. So let's do that. We have done indicativo presente, we've done ce l'ho fatto, we've done passato prossimo. Let's do the tough ones, congiuntivo, condizionale, because those really trip me up all the dang time. Okay, and do we have tenere? We have tenerci, which is to place importance on something. Io ci tengo qualcosa. So let's try now. I have kind of separated them. You also have certain prepositions that go with, for example, farcela often goes with a, finirla goes with D, cavarsela goes with in a lot of times. So that's something you just kind of had to learn, by heart. Yeah, okay, anyway, so what's the next thing? So I did farcela, I haven't done entrarci. What else? Faccio, finiscila, okay, I've done finirla. Ci tengo, ci mette, c'entra. Ok, me la sono cavarsela, we've done this one. Okay, I mean, the sentences that I wrote before weren't exactly good, but we'll leave that in as a learning. Okay, great. Now what else? Let's see. Let me just move this keyboard here so I can. There we go. That's much. No, I'll take the other keyboard. Hold on. I need to set this up. Okay, right. So what's the next thing? I have to use tenerci. Okay, tenerci in what form? I can choose one of these. Let's use congiuntivo presente. Okay, I entirely okay. Congiuntivo is okay. Se tu if you value me, if you place importance on me, you would, or maybe if you value your future, right? So se tenessi, tenesti. We're gonna have to go and check because this is tenere and you just have to, change. So we're looking for congiuntivo presente. Presente. Yes, okay. So tenes now. No. Congiuntivo. Oh, okay. I guess okay, it's just tenga. Okay. But oh no, my sentence starts with se. Why does my sentence start with se? I got it confused with condizionale. Oh god. Okay, maybe I can use condizionale. Why not? Because that was my initial idea anyway. So condizionale semplice. Se. So what could that be? I think it would be like tenesti, something like that. Condizionale. Oh, okay. Wow, that changes to teresti. I would have never. These always trip. Okay. Se teresti. Se ci teresti il tuo futuro, you would, which is, wait, if you, okay, you would is, hold on, I've got dovere, potere, have I forgotten would? No, wait, hold on. If you value the future, you'd study for your exams. That's what I want to say. So, no, potro no. Let me think about it. Okay, I just need the verb. So my verb is studiare, studiere, studieresti. Is it studieresti? Oops, I've got, what on earth just happened? Is that not a verb? I'm pretty sure it's studieresti, so studiare. Whoops. Okay, I'm pretty sure, but I just need to check. So we've got studieresti. Okay, perfect. Great, I was right. Studieresti per le tue esame. Is it esame? Wait a second. I need to figure out the gender because this ends in e. Oh, it's masculine. So I tuoi esami. Okay. Okay, now I have to go and ask perplexity. Is my sentence okay? Oh, okay. So I forgot again the preposition as always. Ci tenessi? Okay. What would it be? Tenessi. Looks like I saw tenessi somewhere. Oh, I have to use the conjuntivo first. But then I have say, okay, so ci tenessi, okay, but I'm missing al tuo futuro. Okay, so ci tenessi, okay, so that means I messed up the tense, so let's highlight that. Whoops, messed up the spelling as well. Al tuo futuro. So, and I'm gonna add a note here, so I've got tenerci a qualcosa. Oops. Tenerci a. Great, cavarsela in finirla di. Okay, great, farcela. So both farcela and tenerci take a. All right. Okay, and what else I have of the tenerci? Then I need to do entrarci. Okay. Entrarci, which one have I? Okay, I have these two congiuntivo to do. Congiuntivo presente, congiuntivo imperfetto. Okay, I've kind of used both but yeah, I've used congiuntivo presente, no? No, congiuntivo imperfetto, okay. I've done that, and so I need condizionale semplice, okay. So I've got to do this one and congiuntivo presente. Like, this is extremely rusty for me. That's why I'm having such trouble. Otherwise, like reading or even listening to stuff, I don't know, it's super easy for me. But this is just tripping me up. It has been tripping me up for quite some time. A year, more than a year, in fact. Okay, well, okay, what was I gonna do? I completely lost myself there. Entrarci, okay, G, and this becomes G. Well, it actually becomes, oops, yeah, because you've got the vowel. And I need to, okay, condizionale semplice o congiuntivo presente, congiuntivo presente. And this is what? Entrare. So this would be entrersi? I don't know, entreresti, okay, that's that. I would say, entrerebbe, but okay, so I've got that. What about the congiuntivo present entry? I don't know what to say. I would say, for example, the results of your test don't come into, okay. Your comes into play, okay. The results of your, well, what kind of sentence do I want to create? That's always tripping me up. Okay, comes into play would be come into play. So that would be plural. Your is it la? Okay, I don't really know how to use it condizionale. So I'm gonna use condizionale. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna need some time to work on all of these because my knowledge on these is absolutely zero. So I'm gonna not do this exercise for now, and I'm gonna, in fact, maybe just make a video about these separately because I need to go into depth. And I know that this is something almost everyone struggles with, because our teachers say that all the time as well. Like, we do a lot of revision in class, and in class it's easy, but for some reason you do it yourself, and it's like a mess. So I'm gonna leave that be, because right now my brain is just not braining. So I'm gonna do the next thing, but I'm gonna highlight this as something that I need to work on, not this one, but these three. Ok, pensieri sulla scuola. Condividi maggiormente l'opinione di Giovanna o quella di Marco, confrontati con un compagno. Do you share mostly the opinion of Marco or Giovanna when it comes to what they said about schools? Marco said, il valore della scuola, dello studio, è quello di aprirti la mente. The value of a school or of your studies is that it allows you to really kind of broaden your horizons in a way. Open your mind literally, but broaden your horizons and have an open mind, a broad mind. That's what he's trying to say. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's not just going to school, getting a degree. È importante che uno studia per sé, that one studies for oneself. A scuola la testa te la riempiono di belle parole. Te la riempiono di belle parole. I had to look that up. It means it fills up your head with beautiful words. E poi quando hai finito, when you finish school, la realtà è un'altra. Reality is way different. And I think I kind of agree with that as well. But I think learning or education is important. That's why I'm still doing all this stuff. Otherwise, for a lot of people, their education ends, when they graduate school. So that shouldn't be the case. So yeah, I think I agree with Marco a lot more. Con un compagno, well, you should talk to it about that with a friend of yours, but what is there to say? Credo che Marco abbia ragione, perché il valore della scuola, dello studio, non è semplice di avere una laurea per il futuro, per il carriere, is that even a word? Per un lavoro, ma per how do you say broaden? I really like the phrase broaden your horizons. That's a nice phrase, and I would like to incorporate that into my Italian. Allarga I tuoi orizzonti. Okay, that's the same word. Okay, il valore dello studio è che può allarga i tuoi orizzonti o i propri orizzonti. E anche quando la scuola è finita o l'università è finita, è importante che uno studia, che how do you say one? I think it's uno. Che uno studia e imparare qualcosa importante, qualcosa di bello, perché questa stage, questa etage, no, stage, phase. Ok, I need the word for phase or fase. Ok, questa fase di imparare non finire mai, uno imparare nuove cose ogni giorno di vita o ogni giorno della vita. I don't know about that one. But yeah, that's what I would think. That's what I would say. Leggi i seguenti pensieri, read the following thoughts about school, sulla scuola e sull'educazione, e indica quali secondo te si avvicinano di più al pensiero di Marco e quali invece al pensiero di Giovanna. So there's a few quotes here. You need to essentially say which one is closer to Marco, which one's closer to Giovanna. Cos'è la cosa più importante che uno impara a scuola? L'autostima, l'appoggio e l'amicizia. Yeah, that's nice. I think it's also somewhat close to what Marco said. È simile al Marco. Il più grande segno di successo per un insegnante è poter dire i bambini stanno lavorando come se io non esistessi. Yeah, maybe uno studia per sé, aprire la mente, Marco. La scuola oggi è incapace di sviluppare quelle competenze e quei talenti che sono oggi necessari per continuare ad appartenere a una società industriale avanzata e talmente distaccata dalle vere esigenze del mondo del lavoro da essere diventata in larga misura una fabbrica di disoccupati con laurea. Yeah, that's close to what Giovanna said. The schools of today are not capable of developing all the competences and talents that are necessary to continue building our advanced industrial societies. It's entirely distanced from all of the real problems and, you know, well, something problems of the world of labor essentially, and it has turned into an industry, a factory of people who are absolutely unhappy with what they're doing. That was a nice random translation. See, it's so easy for me to read and understand and listen and understand, but when it comes to, of course, that's something common. It's not really the grammar all in all that's a problem. It's the fact that I've had such large gaps, and it's really annoying me because I'm like right now not at the top of the class, and that really just, yeah, that grinds my gears. Ogni istruzione seria s'acquista con la vita, non con la scuola. Oh, definitely, Giovanna. And I agree. Wow, Leo Tolstoy. Damn, that's cool. Ok. Quale riflessione ti colpisce di più? Con quale ti trovi più d'accordo? Confrontati in piccoli gruppi. Which of these hit you the most? Strike you the most? And which ones do you agree with? I feel like I agree with all of them. Perché, ok, io sono d'accordo con... what's the word for all? Con... con tutte le riflessioni, perché la mia speranza con la scuola non era buono, non era buonissimo, ma nonostante io how do you say place value? Oh, ci tengo! Yes, 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 yes. Io ci tengo lo studio e anche imparare qualcosa di nuovo, qualcosa di importante per la vita, per il lavoro, anche come un hobby, perché I was gonna say notre, perché nostra mente, is it nostra or nostro? I have the word, la mente, ok, perché nostra mente deve aprire, something like that, aprire e approfondire per una vita molto, how do you say, layered, multifaceted, yes, that's the term I want to use, per una vita, whoops, ok, multiforme, ok, I was looking at... per una vita ricca, sì, perché no? Per una vita ricca. Non è ricca in senso del... I was gonna say argent, ok? Denaro, no, soldi, non in senso di soldi, ma nel senso che uno ha molte esperienze, uno impara qualcosa buono, utile, e sì, approfondire la sua vita. Not too bad for somebody who's, let's say, I'm doing a B2 course, but I feel like my level is closer to a 2.5. I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh. Let's see. You always feel like that when you start a course. At least I did. Ok, poi un giorno. Oh, you have phrases. A me colpisce il pensiero di Leo Tolstoi, perché io odiava la scuola. La scuola, io la odiavo perché i miei insegnanti non erano buonissime, e anche perché le materie come la matematica e la fisica non mi piacevano. Is that right? I hope so. Okay, so you have phrases that you could use. I completely overlooked that. Ok, let's do the next one. Poi un giorno, leggi la prima parte del testo e con un compagno fai delle ipotesi su come potrebbe continuare. Okay, so read this small text and with a friend make hypotheses on how this could continue. All right. Ok. A scuola andavo bene, ma in fondo non mi importava un fico secco di quello che mi spiegavano e che ripetevo diligentemente. Tutto era monotono, prevedibile, così lontano dai sogni e dai tumulti dell'adolescenza, dalle paure, dai desideri, da quella strana smania d'assoluto che prende a 16 anni. Tutto era così mediocre e io mi nascondevo dietro la barricata gentile dell'indifferenza. Poi un giorno, ok, how could it continue? Come potrebbe continuare? Magari there would be, so magari is essere, that would be, magari sarebbe un nuovo professore o un nuovo compagno. E poi questo Marco si, what do you say, amici? How do you say acquaintance? Making acquaintances. I forgot that. So something like that, maybe. Qualcosa del genere. Ok, non mi importava un fico secco. I feel like un fico secco is probably a dry fig. I feel like it probably is. It essentially means you don't care about that at all. Dried fig. That's a funny phrase. Okay, non mi importava niente. I don't care about that at all. I didn't, past tense, care about that at all. E adesso continuo a leggere. Arrivo in classe Walter Mauro. Ok, so somebody new has come. Il professore di lettere. E la mia vita è cambiata, diventando ciò che doveva essere. Mauro era alto, dinoccolato, elegante, aveva una Porsche verde e volava alto. Non pensava per niente a semplificare le sue spiegazioni, ad abbassare Dante e Petrarca a un livello facilmente comprensibile dagli studenti. Pretendeva che fossimo noi a crescere, a salire verso quelle vette, a partecipare a quella sublime intelligenza poetica. Ci trattava da adulti perché era convinto che noi potessimo capire tutta la ricca complessità dei grandi artisti. Mi diede da leggere Beckett, Ionesco, Pasternak e Majakovsky e io d'improvviso ho intuito la straordinaria avventura dell'arte, quel rischio totale, quella sfida affascinante. Non si trattava più di ripetere la solita lezioncina, ma di penetrare in mondi sconosciuti come pionieri alla ricerca dell'oro. Walter Mauro era anche un grande esperto di jazz, ma più che esperto, innamorato. E mio consiglio di ascoltare Charlie Parker, Thelonious Monk, John Coltrane. A Love Supreme fu una rivelazione. Un giorno Mao mi disse: Tu scrivi bene, devi continuare. Se non avessi aperto davanti ai miei occhi quella finestra azzurra, forse sarei ancora appoggiato a un muro grigio. Dalla Repubblica, ok, so this teacher played an important role. Questo professore had played an important role, un ruolo importante, importantissimo per questo, per Marco. Ok, ciò che doveva essere, quello che doveva essere, ok? Quali aggettivi della lista abbineresti ai due protagonisti del testo? Protagonista Marco Lodoli, insegnante Walter Mauro. Ok, annoiato, sì, just definitely bored. Appassionato, Walter. Ups, diligente, Walter. Confuso, maybe. Curioso, maybe. Magro, non so. They don't say that, do they? Severo, no. Semplice, no. Monotono, no. Esigente, spaventato, autoritario, disinteressato, attento, maybe. Some of these are like, they don't fit anyone. Let me in fact check the book, because we have the book right here. And this is buongiorno. Okay, so that's just, this is text. Okay, buongiorno, 10, and then quali aggettivi? Oh, it's just class discussion. Okay, fine. All right, then we have tempi passati. Nell'articolo che hai letto compaiono diverse forme di tempi passati al indicativo: imperfetto, passato prossimo, passato remoto. Sottolinea queste forme nella parte evidenziata da Mauro era alto pure alla fine, usando colori diversi e rifletti sul loro uso scrivendo accanto ad ogni funzione il verbo corrispondente, come nell'esempio. Ok,